concept of the oven was to have a lot of things in one, but not to compromise on the sound. So we want to have coloration, mojo, EQ, whatever you want to call it, to combine all the strengths of each one and still make something that's very flexible and versatile to work on any type of music or source. It was very important for us that the oven sounds great on any incoming source, whether it be a vocal, an instrument, a stem, a submix, a mix, a mastering session, whatever you bring into the table, it's useful for it. And everything in it is of high grade. The tube section, the solid state section, the saturation portion, the EQ, all of them had to meet a certain level of clarity and depth. And we wanted to make sure that that will translate from the hardware to the plugin domain. And that was one of the hardest things to do, but it actually happened and we made it work. Don't be discouraged because of the names. They're all made to make you think in a different way. Instead of thinking technical, think of cooking a meal and what you add to it, like spicing up something or heating it up. That's kind of the analogy that we thought that works really cool with the unit and makes you experiment with it, knowing where you're going with it, not in a technical way, but more in artistic and in a cuisine way. So my dog decided to join me for this examples because he likes how it sounds. He has good ears, dog ears. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put the plugin on this session. I have some drum tracks here. So we're gonna go to the plugin list and it's very easy because it just says The Oven in capital letters, easy to find. And here it is in front of us. The first thing we notice is, again, is like I'd mentioned, the temp, the cook, burners, low, mid, and high, sizzle, flow, headroom, calibration. The temp is going to be what's going to bring a lot of the punch and the impact to the sound. And you'll notice once I move it up and down, you'll notice what it's going to do and how much it's going to bring everything up. The cook will bring that bloominess of the tube. And then with the EQ portion, which is also the saturation EQ portion, we're going to add things to the sound. So the first thing we're going to do is let's play this drum track with the oven on bypass. And I'm just going to put the oven on default, nothing set except just putting it on. Difference is subtle, but it is noticeable that there's a depth difference. Now here's an example of what happens when I change the calibration mode from low to mid without touching anything else on the oven. As you just noticed, just moving from low calibration mode to mid calibration mode made a big difference in the sound. And you can just use that in order to get this impact without even changing anything else. But let's say you want to make some changes here. Let's go back to low and let's play with the temp knob and I'll go bypass and unbypass. And now I'm going to add the temp range switch and move from low to high at the same settings. Now let's push it even harder. And now again, we're going to play with the low and high intensity sendings of the temp range. Okay, let's listen to the cook now, just the cook. The cook is the tube portion, and the tubes are really hot here. Now we can push them even more. Let's play with the bacon broil and listen to the edginess of the sound, how tight it becomes when we change to broil. It's subtle, but it is noticeable. So let's listen to the cook and make these settings a bit more extreme so you can hear. Okay, I'm gonna set it to 7. Now let's go over bacon broil. So bake is a bit softer because it's kind of the natural way of the tube to work the sound. But when you go on broil, you're edging it and tightening it. So it changes the reaction kind of in the attack release feel of the tube. Now listen to it at higher settings. The next switch we're going to touch is the electric and gas. That's a very easy one to notice because the intensity of the tube changes big time. And now let's see combination of both of them. Okay, so you see cook and you see temp. How about we put both of them together? Okay, so now you know what the cook and temp. I want to show you a few more things and I'll let you play with it and have fun. So as you notice, the high end really brings things out. And we can add this and let's say this, and let's kind of add a few things here, and let's see what the result is going to be. As you saw, a lot of impact here. So the oven, whether the hardware or software, will give you the flexibility and versatility to work on any track and enhance it. Give it the punch, the impact, the definition, the density needed, just a few clicks away. And it's easy to work with it. Have fun playing with it and make some great music.